What's up everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing super awesome. For those of you who are new, I am the marketing nomad and my name is Prit. So today I kind of felt like I wanted to sit down on the floor and talk to you, have a little heart-to-heart conversation on how to embrace your individuality. Now for me personally, I think embracing my individuality has come a long way since since beginning of time. It's only in the past year or so that I've been able to embrace myself 100%. And in today's video, I thought I would share my journey of how I learned how to embrace my individuality. And if you are, in that phase where you're unable to recognize if you have embraced your individuality, or you want to know how to do it for yourself as well, then this video is for you. Alright guys, so before we kind of get into the entire video, let's first talk about what exactly is individuality, okay? When I say individuality, I mean whatever it is that makes you, whatever it is that makes you different from everyone else, okay? And especially during the initial stages of your life, it's more likely going to be harder to embrace your individuality just because of peer pressure, societal pressure, and just, you wanting to be a certain way, because either you want to be liked, which I guess is peer pressure, or, you feel that there is a certain person that you want to emulate or be, so you try to suppress what makes you you and try to become them. And that actually goes well into your adulthood, as it did with me. Now, of course, we also need to talk about why it is so important to embrace your individuality. The reason why that is so important is because, one, it's really hard and it's a lot of energy for you to pretend to be someone else, for you to suppress what makes you you, okay? That's a lot of energy wasted that you can probably be using it to do something else, something worthwhile, okay? Number two is that when you are not you, okay, when you don't show the quirks that make up you or the behavioral traits that make up who you are, then you are not going to be attracting the right people into your life. It's really hard to attract the right people into your life because at the end of the day, I think we all want to be loved, right? We want to be accepted. It's part of our human nature. But if you are not authentically yourself, if you've not embraced your individuality, then how are you going to expect others to embrace your individuality? How are you going to expect others to accept who you are? So I think that it is first and foremost super important that we learn to embrace our individuality, okay? So I'm not sure how I'm going to go about this video. As you guys know, these kind of videos that I do, conversations with the marketing nomad, it's more so about me sharing my journey with you and then giving you a good starting point for your journey, okay? So I'm going to start this video and I'm not even sure, like there are a couple of stories that I do have in mind that I really want to share with you today, so we'll see how that goes, okay? Okay, so I thought I would first start with maybe the first part of my life so far, okay? And that was, of course, during my teen years and a little bit into, I guess, my early 20s. I thought that I had to be a certain way for people to accept me. Yes, there was a huge part of my individuality that showed, but there were a lot of parts that I suppressed because of who other people wanted me to be, or other people perceived me to be a certain way, so I just kept living up to that expectation. It was not until I think I was like 24 or 25 that I sat down with myself. I started thinking who exactly I am. What are my likes? What are my dislikes? Because I think that by that age, I had become so influenced by external factors that I no longer knew what exactly I liked. I didn't understand who I wanted to be or what was I doing. And by that age, I think that I had been so influenced by external factors and how other people wanted me to be that I actually didn't know who I was. I really didn't know. And for me, at the age of 24, when I started living by myself in a new city, in a new place, new friends, all of those things, that gave me a chance actually to learn what exactly I liked, what I didn't like, what were my actual behavioral traits, and analyze who I was as a person. Okay, so I guess the first tip that I do have for you is taking that time to understand. Okay, it was as simple as, this flavor of ice cream. Do I really like it, or do I like it because this one friend suggested it and said she absolutely loved it, and that's why I forced myself to like it? I mean, it was as simple as that. But imagine if you kind of extrapolate it to bigger issues in life. You don't really know who you are as a person if you don't embrace your individuality. That was actually me suppressing my own wants, my own desires, who I was, all of those things. So for me, it was that process. I started it by just sitting down and thinking, okay, any particular aspect of my life, do I want this? Do I like this? Is this part of my behavioral trait, or am I being influenced by external factors, or am I under some sort of pressure? And constantly checking in with myself really, really helped me. Okay, so I guess that's another tip that I do have for you, is to constantly ask yourself at every phase of your life, at every decision that you're making, or every instance, I guess I would say, ask yourself, am I doing this because I want to do it, because it is what I truly wish, or am I doing it because there's somebody else pressuring me to be a certain way, or there's somebody else influencing my decision? Okay, so 24 was actually basically the year, like when I turned 24, I think that whole year basically I spent trying to analyze who I was as a person. And not just that, I think that a part of me, let's take the ice cream for example, okay, the ice cream flavor. A part of me was embarrassed. I mean, it's not entirely true, but I just want to take it as an example. But a part of me was embarrassed that I liked this particular ice cream flavor. And to be honest, it's really true. I mean, I like chocolate, but everybody else, they like Rocky Road, or they liked the mint flavor one. And, whenever people thought, oh, Prit likes chocolate? I mean, what's up with chocolate? It's so simple. I mean, Rocky Road is so much better, or mint is so much better. And then I would kind of suppress my own likes and wants and desires because, again, I thought that I needed to be a certain way. So I think that the next step I took after analyzing what exactly were my wants and likes and desires and all of those things was to stop being embarrassed. Stop being embarrassed that, okay, I like this flavor. I mean, this is my favorite, okay? Whether you like it or not, take it or leave it. I mean, this is my flavor. You don't have to like it, okay? The other person does not have to like my flavor. But I need to first accept that I like chocolate, right? So I think the next tip that I do have for you is to, once you understand your likes, your desires, your wants, who you are, don't be embarrassed by it. Okay, I know that there is so much pressure to feel embarrassed or to suddenly shut off your desire or your want or your individuality because you feel that someone else is going to make fun of you, and again, it's not something that you want to go through. But believe me when I say this, if the other person is making fun of you for you being exactly who you are, that person needs to get out of your life. I am not even kidding, guys. There have been so many instances where in my life people have called me weird or different, but those are words that I have learned to embrace today. Yes, I am not normal. Okay, my brain does not function in a way that is normal. I mean, that is the reason why I have a YouTube channel, I have a podcast, I am really active on Instagram. I write too. I mean, I'm able to be so multifaceted because I am not normal, because my brain does not function in a normal way. I am highly creative, and those are what makes me me. Okay? And if I did not embrace all of those traits, if I were embarrassed by all of those traits, I would not have this YouTube channel. You would definitely not be seeing me standing in front of you right over here. I would not have the love and support that I get from my community, my online community, you know? And all of those have made my life so much more enriching, so much more fulfilling. And the reason why I got there is because I was me. It was because I embraced my individuality. Okay? So I guess the next tip, like just a continuation of that, is once you realize that there is nothing for you to be embarrassed about, remove all the people who make you feel that you have to be a certain way. And that is going to take time for you to analyze, because the minute you are around these people, you're gonna feel a little bit jittery, you're gonna feel a little bit off. But here's the best part. When you embrace your individuality, when you put your foot down and you're be like, nope, I'm gonna be me, whether you want to take it or leave it, that's up to you, okay? The minute you get into that energy, you will also learn how to stand up for yourself. You will also learn how to get that courage to remove them from your life, because it's not worth it, guys. There have been so many people that I have removed from my life in the past few years only because they did not accept me for who I was, and they wanted me to be a certain way. All right? It was painful, yes, but I could no longer be the version that they wanted me to be, and they couldn't accept the version of me that I wanted to show, I wanted to embrace, because that was the true, genuine me. And when there was such a disconnect, you just have to realize that that disconnect is for the positive. It just means that you are making space in your life to attract the people who genuinely like you for who you are. You know, the parts of you that make you you, that make you so beautifully unique, so beautifully precious. Am I right? So that, I guess, is another tip that I do have for you. So that was up until I was 24, and then I had my reset. All right, so I thought, okay, at that point, when I started my business at around 27, I thought at that point I had embraced my individuality completely. Now, I actually, during the first year of my entrepreneurship journey, did not embrace my individuality completely. I was there about 80 to 85%. I'm gonna give it to you. The other 15%, I didn't embrace it. And it was for a completely different reason. It was not that, you know, I was scared that people were not gonna like me, or I was scared that people would not accept it. No, it wasn't all of that. I thought that I had to be a certain way online because I was the face of my business. So it's more so to do with the societal pressure of how a CEO should be, or how a business owner should be. I mean, I don't think you're gonna see any CEO sitting on the floor in the middle of their balcony just talking to you like, you know, you're right here. I don't think so. You know, there's a certain image or a certain pressure to be a certain way, especially when you are a CEO, when you're a business owner, when you're an entrepreneur. And the first year, it was really hard for me, guys. Honestly, every time I would do a YouTube video, if you check out my earlier YouTube videos, I've done about 124 videos up until now, I think, if I'm not wrong, or a little more than that. The first 100 of my videos, you can make out I am not comfortable in front of the camera. I'm like, this is A, this is B, this is tip number 2, this is tip number 3, and I was so firm, I was so rigid. And the reason was not that I was not comfortable in front of the camera. That's not one of the reasons. I'm really, really comfortable in front of the camera, as you guys can make out now. It was just that I didn't like the personality that I was putting out there because it just wasn't me. Like whenever I did show up with the tips and the marketing help and all of those things, I was being authentic. I mean, those were my stories and those were the lessons that I learned, and I was helping people, but there was just so much pressure on me to be a certain way. And not just that, because I had seen other CEOs, other entrepreneurs, other content creators, I felt like I had to emulate them to achieve the success that they had. One of the biggest lessons that I have learned, I've learned a lot of big lessons, let's just face it, at this point. But one of the biggest lessons was that I didn't need to emulate any of those people. I really did not. As much as I respected them and as much as I do, I'm completely in awe of their journey and their success and all of those things, I only had to be me. I just had to be me. And in the first year of my entrepreneurship journey, because I was so serious and so like stern-faced, I guess I would say, on Instagram, on YouTube as well, people thought that was who I was, okay? And when they met me in person, they were like, there's a disconnect over there, okay? Because for those of you, I mean, this is how I am. I like sitting on the floor. I'm very chatty. I use my hands when I talk. And, I just have a lot of energy in me. And none of that was being shown in any of the videos or any time I interacted with the people. I thought that being professional meant being formal. What I didn't realize is professional does not equal formal. And I guess that's another tip that I do have for you, is that whenever you feel something's off, okay, about the way that you are, it's probably because you're suppressing something. So I put this up for 1 year. I thought me being off, feeling off, was just the way it had to be because I had to be professional. And hold on guys, there's a bus right now that's just passing by. So we're just gonna have to wait for a second before it just goes. Is it gone? I think it's gone. Okay, I don't know why I'm expecting a reply, but I hope you said yes on the other end, okay? So where was I? I kind of got lost my train of thoughts. Like even including these bits, okay, where I'm like, I lost my train of thought. I was so hesitant to put that out there, but actually that was me suppressing my individuality because this is who I am, like as a person. And so in the first 1 year, people were hesitant to talk to me. I was not really, I guess, whatever comments or compliments I got, it was always, oh my God, you're so formal, or, oh, I don't know. I kind of felt like people were hesitant to speak to me, okay? And in the second year of my entrepreneurial journey, I was fed up. Frankly, I was so fed up of just, I don't know. I was like, no, I'm going to be myself. I want to do Bollywood dancing. I'm going to do it. I don't care what people say. I'm going to do fun YouTube videos. I don't care. I'm going to vlog. I'm going to laugh on my podcast. Like I'm going to do that. I'm going to do funny things on my Instagram reels. I'm going to do all of those things that make me who I am. And believe me, the minute I embraced that remaining 15% that I had suppressed for a year, everything changed. Okay? People were more receptive to me talking about my business. People wanted to work with me regardless of what the price point I set because they knew who they were talking to. They knew exactly the person that was showing up. That built trust right over there. Okay? Not just that, people were so comfortable talking to me because it was like they were right in front of me. Even though I was online, I was sitting miles away from them, they could trust me. Okay, they were so much more free because they realized that this girl's actually pretty chilled out. And I mean, you guys know too, right? I think I'm pretty chill, right? So the minute they realized that, I'm kind of chill, I'm kind of funny, I'm nice, I'm weird, all of those words, they were so much more open to talking to me. And I had so much more enriching conversations in my DMs, on my, in the comment box and all of those things. And those are things that truly make my life. That's really noisy, isn't it? I kind of like sitting here because of the light, but at the same time I feel like it might be too noisy for you. But if it is, let me know in the comments and I'll change the place next time. But if you guys like it, then I think I might just like hop around this place and other places around the house. Okay, where was I? Forgot. Oh, that's the thing with me, guys. Okay, yes, enriching conversations in my DMs, okay? And it was just, that's what makes my life so beautiful now. And I remember during the first 100 YouTube videos that I shot, when I first started out, I used to feel so drained after each YouTube video. It was like all of my energy was spent, and I didn't understand that all of that energy was actually spent in me suppressing myself, my actual self, okay? Versus the last 20 odd videos, I guess I would say, the vlogs and even these conversations with me, I feel so energized. I love it. I love having this conversation with you. I think it's super, super fun, you know, and it really lightens me and it makes me so excited. I am so excited to come here and show up in front of you. Whereas in the first 100, I was like, okay, I have to script. It was more like I don't know, I had to do it, and this is more like I want to do it. And, you know, that's also another reason why you should embrace your individuality. Yes, the society is going to put a ton of pressure on who you should be and what your likes and your desires and your wants should be and all of those things, but you have to trust, okay? It just boils down to trust, guys. You just have to trust that the right people who are meant to be in your life, who are meant to adore you, who are meant to trust you, who are meant to just embrace who you are, will gravitate towards you if you just embrace your individuality. It's just that trust. And whether that is in your personal relationships or in your professional life, you have to embrace who you are. You have to embrace the quirks that make you who you are, because this is how I see it. That's what makes you so, so precious. I mean, you are robbing the world of how precious you are. What makes you so unique? What makes you so beautiful, right? And I think people deserve to see that. I think people deserve to see that side of you, to I don't know, to be given the opportunity to love that part of you that, you know, you feel is probably weird or different or whatnot, you know, and you can't give them that opportunity if you are not embracing it yourself. That's what I truly feel, guys. And yes, it's a work in progress. Yes, I think even to this day, I keep asking myself, am I doing it because I feel that I have to be a certain way as a CEO, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, or am I doing it because I genuinely want to, and you know, this is who I am as a person? Yes, even to this day, there have been moments where I thought I had to be a certain way and then did not. And let me share like this small story. Okay, so it's actually a little funny. So I met my best friend after 2 years, okay? She basically, because of the whole whatever's happened in the 2 years, we weren't able to meet. And you know what she told me? She said, you know, Prit, do you mind if I tell you something? And I was like, yeah, tell me. And she's like, I didn't really like the person you were showing in the first 1 year. And after recent times, it feels like I'm seeing more of you. I can relate to it. I know this person rather than the person who showed up a year ago. And I was like, if my own best friend says this, she even told me to my face, like, I didn't like that person. It was not you. And if my own best friend has to say this about me, then, you know, it's important that I embrace my individuality, you know? And, you know, if I have to, like, think about every single time that, you know, I have sort of suppressed my individuality, I think I would have to say it boils down to trust. It boils down to trust in the sense that I think I was scared to trust that the people who do gravitate towards me would be the people who I would like back as well. Okay? And I know that's a little bit of a complicated sentence, but I hope I hope the meaning was conveyed. But here's the thing, guys. the people who did gravitate towards me because of my individuality, because of me embracing my individuality, they have made my life so much more richer. They have just filled my life with so much joy and happiness, and it's just beautiful, guys. So I think a huge part of this journey is about trusting that when you do embrace your individuality, the right people who will enrich your life will gravitate towards you. And I guess, yes, there is a certain thing at the back of your mind that, everyone has to like me, or, all of those things. I think understanding that not everyone has to like you was a pretty big step for me, because once I started doing the reels that I do and these kind of YouTube videos, and I kind of changed the style of my podcast as well, I did get one message with someone, who was like, I don't like the way you're doing this, and all of those, it was really distasteful, to be honest with you. She was really rude, and it was just, I was not at all happy, but I was really nice to her, and then she tried to, she overstepped, and then I had to block her. But the fact that I actually had the courage to block her instead of rationalizing or reasoning with her was a pretty big step for me, because it was in that moment that I realized, heck, not everyone has to like who I am. Not everyone has to like me. They are entitled to their opinion. And that's how I started it off with the conversation with this person. I said, yes, you are entitled to your opinion. I 100% respect it. But of course, she overstepped her bounds and all of those things, and she was like really rude. So that's a whole different thing where I'm like, no, I'm not going to put up with your shit. So I, kind of took her out and all of those things. But the important lesson to take away is that not everyone has to like you, guys. Not everyone. No. The people who like you, for you, will be enough. And I think, again, that comes down to trust. Trust that it will be enough, because it is. It's more than enough. Okay? And I guess the last tip that I do have for you is, and I think this is also something that I have to tell myself as well, is that you can reach your full potential by being who you are. Okay? The people you respect and adore and, are in awe of their success, they reached where they were because of who they are. And while you respect that, while you are in awe of their success, you can get to your full potential by just being who you are. Okay? And I'm not going to say you're going to reach their success or whatnot, because I think each person's definition of success is very different. I don't even think that you should think that you are in the same race as them or whatnot. No, you are in your own lane, your own race. Nobody's around you, and you're going to reach the goal that you have. You, by being who you are enough to get to wherever you desire to be. Okay? Whether it is in your personal life, whether it is in your relationships, whether it is in your professional life. I truly believe it. And I guess time and again, I have consistently proved to myself that by embracing my individuality, that's just enough for me to skyrocket to wherever I want to be, whatever I define as a goal, or whatever I define as success. Okay? So that, yeah, this video is kind of heavy, wasn't it? A little bit. But yeah, at the end of the day, I think that each one of us, we're beautiful, okay? I'm beautiful. You are beautiful. And if we don't embrace it, then I don't know. I think that the world misses out on our quirks, on the things that make us different, on the things that make us so unique. And I think that the world needs more unique people. I think it needs each one of us embracing our individuality and accepting who we are, being, putting your foot to the ground and saying, no, this is who I am, this is what I like, this is what I don't like, these are my desires, these are my wants. And when you start doing that, you realize what a beautiful life you have, how many amazing people you have around you, and your life automatically becomes that much more richer. And that's the goal, isn't it? I mean, that is exactly what the goal is, to have a very enriching life. And I hope that you can start your journey with embracing your individuality as well. And I guess that brings me to the end of this video. And before I end this video, I do want to share a quote that means a lot to me by Oscar Wilde. It says, "Be yourself. Everyone else is taken." And I think that is so beautiful, because there is just one of you. Just one of you. And that one of you, well, they are pretty damn amazing. Okay, so I really hope this video helped you in some way. If it did, definitely do give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below where you are at with your journey, because I would love to hear from you. If you have any questions, definitely do ask me in the comment section below as well. And then don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because I come with a video every single week where I just have conversations with you about how to lead a more enriching life, because I think that's super important. Alrighty guys, thank you so much for watching all the way up until here. I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye!